The Pickton inquiry is going to be led by BC's former Attorney General, but there are questions tonight as to whether Wally Oppal may be too close to the case. Oppal will investigate what went wrong in the police investigation into the serial killer, Robert Pickton. But some of the families of Pickton's victims say Oppal's not the right choice. Our Jonathan Bartlett has the story. He joins us now in our Nanaimo newsroom with the details. Jonathan.
Hudson, the Pickton inquiry will look at, among other things, why it took so long to solve the disappearance and murder of women on Vancouver's downtown east side. But the families of some of Pickton's victims say Wally Oppal is not the right candidate to lead the inquiry. They say, as former Attorney General, he's just too close to the investigation.
It's been 13 years since Rick Frey's daughter disappeared off the streets of Vancouver.
That was in 1997 on her birthday. Yeah, how many years is that? 13 years? Just over 13 years now.
24-year-old Marnie Frey's DNA was later found on Robert Pickton's Port Coquitlam property. Pickton was convicted of her murder as well as 5 other women. He was charged in connection to 20 other women, but those charges were later stayed. Rick Frey says an inquiry will hopefully answer many questions on the minds of victims' family members and the public.
Why in 1997 you had the guy, 98 you certainly knew about this guy, you had enough people reporting him, and it went on to 2002, and how many people died in the meantime? I mean, it's time to get to the bottom of it.
And today it was announced that former BC Attorney General Wally Oppal has been named as heading the inquiry into getting to the bottom of the investigation.
It is my hope that the inquiry will recommend changes to how investigations into missing women and suspected multiple homicides are conducted in the future.
You know, what's taken place here is horrific crimes, absolutely horrific crimes took place. The victims being vulnerable women, many of them Aboriginal women who were disenfranchised. And I want to find out if those complaints were dealt with fairly.
But Rick Frey is not altogether comfortable with the government's choice for head of the inquiry. He says he and many other victims' family members say Wally Oppal was too close to the investigation.
He was involved in the case, you know, he's Attorney General. He was involved in a lot of decision making and why they didn't make a lot of decisions. And certainly I don't think he should be the one being so close to government.
Others say the fact that Oppal's experience as cabinet minister may skew the investigation and undermine the public's confidence.
I see no conflict with respect to any witness who may be called. But in any event, you know, in the criminal justice system, we deal often with people that we know who may be witnesses in front of us, but you know, you have to set that aside.
Rick Frey hopes that one day people directly involved with the case will be able to answer some hard questions.
These are the people that we got to get on the stand and ask them why they were so, you know, they didn't regard these women as being, you know, part of the society.
The province is hoping to eventually have some sort of formal memorial honoring the province's missing women and those murdered by Robert Pickton. Attorney General Mike de Jong says the government plans to work with victims' families to create a fitting tribute. Hudson.
All right, Jonathan Bartlett, thank you.
You're welcome.